Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. I would like to introduce myself. My name is Ray. Let me clarify some stuff to know what this is going to be about, so you people would know, okay, do I want to follow this blog, do I want to follow this whatnot. So I obviously from the Caribbean, if you could hear my accent, and it's a personal blog, which means I'm going to be talking about my personal life. I'm going to be talking about my experiences, stuff that affected me. So the genre would be, ultimately, it's a personal blog, between 15, 20 to even 25 minutes. It shouldn't reach a half an hour each session. Each video will be published, will be put out there within 10 to 12 days. I won't wait a whole 2 weeks to post another video. Basically what I'm going to be speaking about is my life thus far. I'm in my late 20s, and the experiences I've been through. I said that I always wanted to shed a light on it, and I believe this is the perfect opportunity to do so. It will touch on a lot of sensitive issues, especially with the state of the country, the state of the world, the state of America with the Black Lives Matter and stuff, because it's something that's personally affected me all my life. So let's get down into more of the history of me. So this is my introduction slash part one. As I said, I'm in my late 20s. I am the second to last of 6 girls, so I was the last child, also known as the baby, for about 14 years, and then I got my little sister after. This first video would deal with childhood for me. I have a lot of fun memories. I also have so much of not fun memories. This first episode slash introduction, I would be talking about my childhood, and this ties back into the state of America right now with the Black Lives Matter. So colorism is a real thing. I'm from the Caribbean, so we mostly have Africans, Indians, Douglas, mixed like me. I'm not a Douglas, not an Indian, not a Negro, not Portuguese, Spanish, French Creole, nothing like that. So ultimately, I'm known as mixed. All the forms I have to sign out, I have to sign up mixed, because that's what I am. But growing up, it was sort of tough, and this is in no way, let me just put this out there first, this is in no way to segregate a black community on the whole to light skin dark and dark skin dark, but it's something that needs to be said, in that light skin darks and dark skin darks are two different ballparks, completely everything. So what I'm going to touch on is that I am on the darker spectrum of my family, and usually depend on the sisters I go out with. And I go out with my mom, it'll be like, there's your daughter too. I was like, yeah, this is my daughter too, but I'm darker. I don't have the soft hair like they do, but the really really soft wet curly hair as they do and stuff like that. So usually I don't fit in well. So at some point I am considered the black sheep of the family, kinda. But I have 2 other sisters that's close to my complexion. Well, in addition to being this complexion, just a little bit dark, I'm a little tan, from going out in the sun. The sun has been really hot in the Caribbean these days. It's always hot, but it's really hot these days. So yeah, 2 of my other sisters are about this complexion, and 3 of them are fair. They could almost pass for mulatto kind of looking girls. So one of my experiences growing up came from kind of inside the home. It was my uncle, which is my mom's brother. He was the cool uncle. He actually, even though we grew up in a very strict religious household, he wasn't religious. So he had the kind of nice fancy cars that was dropped low, and the tint and the rims and everything. He was a cool uncle. I remember he used to call us, like, never remember our names that well. So he'll be like, Fat Blacks, because I was thicker. If you could see, I am thick. I've always been kind of thick. And so you'd be like Fat Blacks and Tin Reds, and that's alone. It seemed like you just gave me 2 negatives back. A fat and a black, Fat Blacks. And my sister got the same thing too, because how we are grouped, there's two, one red and one dark, born close, and then another dark one that's skinny, and then my sister is the red one, she's older than me, and then me. So there were two thin reds and two fat blacks, and kind of like in succession. We were the later thin reds and fat blacks, and that was the earlier one. And it didn't seem to bother my sister as much, or I don't know if she just never really spoke on it. So you don't have the cool uncle that, you know, it's supposed to be the cool uncle. You want to go in his car, you want him to drop your places and stuff like that, and they calling you fat blacks. I was like, ugh. It's like, and already not desirable, like, ugh, not desirable by the one uncle that was so cool, and I just want to be around that one uncle. So that affected me growing up. So it came from it in my family. But one thing I must say, I must put forward, that if it's one thing, my mom tried. My mom tried. My mom would be, you're gorgeous baby, you're my baby, you're the last child, I know you'll always be mommy baby. And she tried hard. If it's one thing I didn't feel it with my mother really tried. She knew my self-esteem was really low because I was dark and felt inadequate or less adequate than my sister would, because everybody would prefer her playing games and stuff like that. Oh, I want her first, I'm always the last one, you know. And I get a little emotional at times talking about it, but it's a real thing. But on the whole, to promote black lives, yeah, we're supposed to stand in unison, but there is a problem within the black community, worldwide black community, where they give more preference to the lighter tone, the softer hair. The closer you are to Eurocentric standards is better. You're prettier, you're nicer. And it's something that's affected me, and trust me, it's not to say that I don't like it. I grew up on it. Me and my sister shared the same bed till we were teenagers, and my son came out just like my mom and my other sisters, with the light colored skin and the curly hair and stuff. And I love him unconditionally. So it's one love still, but we have a battle amongst ourselves that's really hard. And I remember sometimes I'll be crying a lot. Sometimes I'm holding up my tears in school, in class, in family get-togethers, because I didn't feel as pretty as my lighter colored sisters or anything like that, or they'll get more attention, like, what, you're pretty, your hair looking. So both of us, my mom would usually dress us up in similar, if not the same outfits. So basically, if you're going to compliment one, you might compliment the next. But guess what? I didn't always get the compliments. So they'll go by my older sister with the lighter complexion. It's like, oh, your hair looking so nice, and almost in the exact same hairstyle. My hair is combed, still somewhat soft, just like hers, but not as curly as hers. And I'll just be there like, okay, it's fine. I'm okay. So it is difficult. It is difficult being it. I remember I would cry so much. I would be so upset. I tried to talk to me. I would get fed up sometimes. In case people don't know, fed up is like a Caribbean terminology for just tired, sick, frustrated. That's it, fed up. I'll be fed up, but I've come into my mom, and sometimes I'll just try to fight it out, and she'll eventually come and like, Ray, okay, like, what's wrong? I was like, Mom, you're tired. I'm really, really tired. I want to be as pretty. I'm just like, no. So the colorism was really an issue. So on top of the colorism, she had a little better features than me, in that I had riders. I don't know if you could see now. This is actually my second set of riders, and I started the process to get my braces put in, removing the teeth, well, two sides here, for my braces to come in. So soon, hopefully before the year out, my braces would be in. But yeah, so I had riders. So I had teeth all on top here. I was dark. I was a little thicker than her. I wasn't fat. Looking back in my pictures, I wasn't fat, but she was bony, she was skinny, she was thin. So I was done fat blacks with riders, and I had this, my feet were kind of fat like my grandma's own. So I already have all these issues combating in my head and trying to deal with all these issues. So I actually did feel and feel like I just got the worst bit of luck. And something my mom used to always tell me was like, Ray, you know how much people didn't wake up with life this morning? You know how much people have one leg? Look at these Down syndrome people that probably can't fully communicate how they feel into your people with autism, all these stuff, and you're happy, you're alive, and I was like, mommy, I that badly if you had to compare me to somebody that's not fully functional or a little handicapped. I was like, geez, I really that bad off? But eventually she was like, Ryan, just understand, it's a blessing to be alive, is a blessing to have health and strength the way you do, and you're just complaining about what people think. Honestly, you're not even thinking about what God think, because my mother was high. She was and she is, past and present continuous tense. She is a religious woman, a praying woman, although my father wasn't so much on that side. So yeah, back to growing up, touching on the colorism again. Up to when I was in secondary school, in time, we were in the same, what made it was that we were in the same primary school and secondary school. So I was always identified as her sister, not in a bracket of my own to say, yes, I am me, I am Ray, this is me. I was like, no, that's her sister. Yeah, that's Ray's sister. That's, oh, what's your name again? Ray. Okay, Ray, cool, hi, you're Ray's sister. And it was so ironic. It had this one guy that was crushing over my sister in secondary school, and he actually wouldn't call me by my name. He'd just be like, Rich sister, sister-in-law, is he seeing you good? It's like, yeah, because she was somewhat popular because of how she looked too, and the friends she wrote with. Not bad friends or anything like that, but her looks did a lot for her. So and then later down the line, like after we left school, and he contacted me again. We never really lose touch. We spoke over Instagram. He was like, you're real nice. And I get that a lot. People be like, you're real cool. You may be even cooler than your sister. I was like, thanks, okay. You was always this cool, yeah. But guess what? You wanted the lighter color girl that seemed to be pretty at the time. And I am pretty. I'm a different form of pretty. I'm not light skinned, even though some people class me as light skinned depending how the light hit me. If I'm not sunburned, sometimes I do look like a light brown, but ultimately this is how I look. My hands sometimes I look a little red like my sister, because I am mixed, but for the most part look brown. So I never can see the difference between that's the inside of my skin, is the outside. So no sun, I tend to look a little red, but outside I am brown. So it's a difficult something to go through most of your life, to have that, and it's a difficult something. I remember my sister used to be like, because we used to fall out a lot, because like, you always feel you better than me or something because you light, or because people find you prettier, or people just choose you first, or people just make you feel better, or people don't make you feel inferior. You don't have to fight for any kind of attention, that you get it just so. And usually the kind of person I would just dress back in my corner. Sometimes I won't even cry. I'll just be, you know what? It is what it is. But so I remember she had this one moment of honesty with me. She was like, Ray, I wish I could be brown. Like, I have hurt you so much unintentionally just because of the color of my skin. And that was a pivotal part in my life, because I was like, she can't change the color of her skin. She can't. She could probably try to get tan. She might probably try to stay out in the sun. She could do what, but she can't change the complexion of her skin. And she's my sister. She'll always be my sister. I'll always love her. And I have to learn to live with that. I have to learn to be okay with that. I have to learn that, you know what? It's part of life. Life move on. Maybe I'm built this way. I'm built darker because I have to be stronger. Maybe I'm built this way because I have to be greater. Maybe I'm built this way because I could have withstand it. Because I'm telling you, if you're not in the situation, you cannot imagine. Because she told me that too. You can't imagine. So, P. Diddy, I'm actually a little fan of P. Diddy. Like, when he talking to his younger daughters, look at my queens, look at my queens. Like, it's sad their mom not around right now to do that, but he trying. That's how you need to feel. Like, it have lighter people in the world, probably have darker as well, but you're beautiful just so. Yeah, you're a queen as it is. And even with Beyonce came out with the song Brown Girl. Oof. I'm not a fan of Beyonce, but I do love her music. I do love the motive she promoting to embrace yourself. That her daughter here is probably something like mine. thick, really, really thick, and you know, it might be the wavy ones where the girls have the nice edges. They could slick down real good and make it look okay. And it's okay, but if it's one thing, this is not to fight down, this is not to bash, this is not, do not take this as me trying to bash what's going on. I respect what you do by singing his song. I love music. I really do. I love music. And that song with the kind of Afro beats and stuff like that, it, you know, brown skin girl. And you know, it's really nice, but if it actually came from a darker source, I'm just saying personally for me, and I know people that struggle with colorism within a black community all their lives would understand, if it actually came from a darker person, we could actually empathize more, like, yeah, you've seen through my eyes, you felt my feelings, you hurt when I was hurt, when I was going through my pain, you get it. So it's like probably if Kelly Rowland had sang this song, I don't know, but they have two completely different voices. I don't know if it would have sung the same or what, how it would have been. But honestly, if it had come from a darker person, and the thing is, so Beyonce is just like my sister. She couldn't choose the complexion she came in. She came in that complexion and she have to live with it, just like my sister do. But usually when songs like that are sung, it's easier to relate when the person looks more like you. And sometimes when I see the entertainment industry have a lot of light skin prominent artists, they are the dark skin. That's why, like, Meg Thee Stallion, one of the prime reasons I love her is because she's dark. She's like almost my complexion. She's like, yeah, look me up there. I could see me up there, you know, making waves in the rap game, the music industry, you know. I actually gravitate towards her more because she looks more like me. I feel more like me because she, you know. And it's nothing against them, because like the prominent people like Rihanna, she has Fenty, and yet she'll try to promote every shape, color and size. She can't choose her color, but she's choosing to do something about it. So she incorporate people in her shows. She get the sizes different, the colors different, the types different to promote, like, you know, we all beautiful, we could all do this, we all accept it, it's all a safe place. So while, you know, I might struggle with it, like, you know, she liked her complexion and they have her in media, and it could be hard sometimes, like, you know, more brown girls go up there, but she have her fame and she doing something about it by making everybody feel welcome. And how you could not respect somebody like that? I do. And well, yeah, it's I appreciate that, you know, it's still an internal struggle, we'll be honest. We might sometimes hear us like, you know, she feels she lighter, she feels she better. It harder, and a lot of people that strive on the complexion to, like, you know, high colors, you know, you don't really, the darker you are could potentially be communicated as more ghetto, unclassy and stuff like that. And it is a long, hard journey for us being in this skin. And trust me, if you're light skin, I'm not saying you probably could not have gone through what we're going through, but you don't know exactly what we've been through. Because we try to love you all, because you all are part of us, you all are our brothers and sisters, whether it's in the literal form in blood or if it's just in spirit through our ancestors or what it is. But there is a real challenge amongst the black community, where the lighter your skin is, the softer your hair is, the straighter your nose is. I don't know if you can see, I have on a little makeup, but my nose is pugged, which means it's not straight. It's not straight, it's kind of pugged out. And it's not flat, so, and it have broader ones which look like more of a kind of native African feature. In some continents, kind of some continents like Ethiopia and stuff, they actually have straight noses and stuff. But like, yeah, we tend to acknowledge this more of a, you know, this is better. So this is not something to hate. This is an awakening that this is real. And after each one of my segments, I want to promote a message. So this message to you for this segment is parents, siblings, aunts, uncles, of all together. No matter if you are influencer in any way to any of your family members, you let them know they're loved, you let them know they're beautiful regardless, you let them know that, you know, you're gorgeous, you're talented, like did they say my queens, you know, promote that they're good, promote that they're okay, promote that they're beautiful. So especially the ones that feel inferior. Now I'm not saying this to just focus on the darker ones and neglect the light ones, because we're all humans at the end of the day. We all have needs, we all want to feel accepted, especially by family members and the one you love, especially when you're young and very impressionable. But what I'm saying, we as the darker ones, we have it a little harder, we struggle a lot more, and we have a harder time accepting ourselves, and society accepts the lighter ones faster than they do us. So all I'm saying, if you know someone, if you are someone, if you're a parent, if you're an aunt, your uncle, try to make them feel equally beautiful, equally accepted, equally okay, equally happy, equally everything. But I'm just telling you, us being darker, it's a lot harder, and sometimes it's just be us needing reassurance, us needing somebody to say, you know, it's okay. And my mom did a great job. She tried. I'm here today. She still tries sometimes, and she'll be like, you know, you're a special girl and stuff like that. So everybody needs it. Don't neglect one because they're lighter. This is not the message I'm promoting. Not because they're lighter you neglect them and you see and you love up the darker color with one or whatnot. All I'm saying is that you love them equally, but understand the struggles the darker ones have, that they continuously have. Because even to this day, sometimes it might bother you a little bit that you wonder, okay, is this preferential treatment because I'm darker? Because sometimes it would hit you. Let's not lie. I'm 20 how much years old. I've been through a lot, and I know I'm beautiful. I know I am strong. Through the other videos you would see what I'm talking about. But I've been through a lot. I'm proud of how far I've come, overcoming the obstacles I have, even feeling inferior in a mixed family where usually darkest complexion person is one of mine. So this tip for this segment: love all of us, but understand the pain the darker individuals feel in the black community. And I think it boils down to even any community of people. Darker, I guess, Spanish people, darker Indian people, darker people that always just tend to be darker, and they find the closer you are to a Eurocentric standard, the more beautiful you are, or more gorgeous, or more acceptable you are to be. But that should never be the case. So we should work harder in making it okay. Like, you're gorgeous. Hell, I know a lot of gorgeous people that dark, and it shouldn't be, oh, you're gorgeous for a dark girl, or you're gorgeous for being darker. I'm supposed to be gorgeous regardless. I'm a black person, I'm a black woman, and I'm gorgeous. Period. Not because for a dark girl, not for a darker girl, not for anything like that, but I am part of the black community. Any Caribbean aspect, we still black. No matter where we are black. I am a black woman, and I am gorgeous. And to my black girls, even my lighter complexion black girls, no matter what shade of black you are gorgeous, you are accepted, and you are a queen.